It's time for Game 2 of the World Series. What's up, guys, and welcome to episode number 54 of this MLB The Show 20 Postseason Series. And today, here in episode number 54 of this series, like it says in the title, and like I said 20 seconds ago, it is Game 2 of the Best of 3. Remember, it's a Best of 3 World Series. It's not Best of 7, it's Best of 3. And the Braves are up 1-0. And the Braves won Game 1 on the road, 5-4 in 12 innings. So they won Game 1 on the road in extras. And they're 1 win away from winning the World Series. And Game 2 is in Atlanta. And then Game 3, if necessary, is back in Minneapolis. So the Twins are looking to force a Game 3 back at home. And the Braves are looking to win the World Series at home. So we'll see what happens. Either one or the other, out of those two things, one will happen, one will not. The pitching matchup for Game 2, Kenta Maeda, the Twins' ace, versus Cole Hamels, the Braves' fourth starter. But the reason I have the Twins' ace is because they need to win. The Braves don't need the win. You would like the win, but that's why I have the Braves. Braves are up 1-0 in a best of 3. Therefore, I have their fourth starter pitching for Game 2. The Twins are down 1-0, and they need to win this game to force a Game 3. Therefore, I have their ace. So the starting pitching matchup for Game 2, like I said, is Maeda versus Hamels. And then the starting pitching matchup for Game 3, if necessary, will be Jose Barrios and Matt Fried. Barrios is the Twins, not the Stars. Barrios is the Twins' second starter, and Matt Fried is the Braves' ace. So the Braves' ace will pitch in Game 3 if there is one. So it's Maeda versus Hamels in Game 2, and then Barrios versus Fried in Game 3 if necessary. This Game 2 will be the first and only home game for the Braves in the playoffs, because the Division Series and Championship Series were both one game, as they beat the Cubs in Chicago in extra innings, then they beat the Dodgers in LA in 9 innings, and then they won Game 1 on the road against the Twins in extras. So out of the 3 wins, 2 have been in extra innings, and all 3 have been on the road. So this will be the only home game for the Braves in the playoffs, win or lose. And then, like I said, Game 3 is back in Minnesota, if necessary. There's a day off between Games 1 and 2, and Games 2 and 3. Game 2 is here on October 8th, 2020. Maeda did pitch in the ALDS against the Royals. The Twins won that game 4-3 on a Byron Buxton walk-off home run. He got the no decision, but Maeda gave up no earned runs through 7 1/3 innings. So let's see if he can do that again here in this game. Kind of doesn't have to do that, but he has to pitch pretty well if he wants to give his team the best chance to force a Game 3. So yeah, both controllers, Braves are the red controller and the Twins are the blue controller. So yeah, home uniforms for the Braves, road uniforms for the Twins. We're playing at Truist Park, home of the Braves. I've been there once. That was in 2018. It was a game between the Blue Jays and the Braves. The Braves won that game. I believe they blew out Toronto. It opened in 2017, holds 41,149. Quick counts will be on, cloud cover, clear skies. Presentation mode broadcast theme style, the show theme. As you can see, Barrios is not pitching in this game, one, because he's not the ace, and his energy is not full yet. But his energy will be full by Game 3, because right now it's about 80 to 90% full. Matt Fried's energy is already full. So, yeah. Yeah, even if I want, and also if you look at it, even if I wanted to pitch Mike Sorokin, which is the Braves' second starter, I wouldn't pitch him because his energy is 80% full. I know that's 80%, but I want a pitcher with full energy. So even if I wanted to pitch Sorokin, which I kind of do, his energy is not full, and I don't want to pitch a pitcher pitching without full energy. So yeah, and Cole Hamels is a veteran, and then like I said, it'll be Barrios versus Fried in Game 3 if necessary. Cole Hamels is a 78 overall. Maeda is a 91. And then the lineup will be, for the Twins, will be the lineup they had in the ALDS and the ALCS. I know I took out Garver and put Astudillo behind the plate instead of Garver, and then I took out Polanco and put Gonzalez at shortstop. In this game, I'm going to have the lineup as it was in the ALDS and the ALCS. So that means Garver and Polanco will start. So yeah, and then the same lineup for the Braves, I think. And that's the wrong controller. Unless I want to take out Pache, but Pache had the go-ahead RBI single in the top of the 12th in Game 1. So yeah. And also Pache is pretty fast. He has 82 speed. So yeah. Let's get into Game 2 of the World Series. If the Braves win, they're world champs. If the Twins win, we'll have a Game 3. A winner-take-all Game 3, that is. There's the postseason bracket. You can see the Twins beat the Royals and Yankees, and then the Braves beat the Cubs and the Dodgers, and then the Braves won Game 1 of the World Series on the road in extras. We are here at Truist Park in Atlanta, Georgia for Game 2 of the Best-of-3 World Series. And the 2020 World Series features the Minnesota Twins and the Atlanta Braves. Hi again everybody, Vinny J here behind the camera and here in the Man Cave, aka Studio 42. As you can see the sights and sounds here in Atlanta. There's the 4 umpires for Game 2. As you can see it says World Series on the scoreboard in the background. Here's a series recap. Game 1, the Braves won Game 1 on the road in Minnesota 5-4 in 12 innings. And they're 1-1 away from winning the World Series. While the Twins are looking to force a winner-take-all Game 3 2 nights from now in this game back at home. So that's why the Twins have their ace on the mound. It's Maeda versus Hamels, Twins versus Braves. First pitch coming up next. Here we go. Game 2. Sit back and enjoy. Let's go. On the mound is a veteran Cole Hamels. He's the 4th starter for the Braves, but really there's only 3 pitchers with full energy. It's him, Matt Fried, and Felix Hernandez. And Matt Fried is their ace. And I would have pitched Matt Fried in this game if the Braves were down 1-0. But because they're up 1-0, I'm pitching Hamels. And then for Game 3, the Braves will pitch their ace if we get to a Game 3. And then the Twins obviously are down 1-0, therefore they're pitching their ace. Here we go, as we're underway in Game 2 here in Atlanta. And it's a ground ball against the shift on the first pitch we saw. Throw to first, got him by half a step, 1 down to lead off the ball game. So that was the first pitch we saw, but the quick counts were on. The starting lineup for the Twins: Kepler, Arise, Donaldson, Cruz, Rosario, Sano, Buxton, Garver, and Polanco. As Garver and Polanco are back in the starting lineup. And here's Luis Arise batting at .429. And it's a fly ball left center. To his right is Pache. As he was the hero in extra innings in the 12th in Game 1. That's 2 down. 5 pitches, 2 outs for Hamels. And now here's JD batting 167. Josh Donaldson, not JD Vedas. Or that JD stands for Josh Donaldson, not JD Vance. President Trump's VP. Ground ball up the middle for Josh Donaldson. Base hit for JD. 2 out single, and here comes the cleanup man, Nelson Cruz, the veteran DH. And there's a universal DH because in this game the pitchers still bat unless you turn on the universal DH, which I did. So that's why there's a DH. In an NL ballpark. Here we go, 1-2 down to Nelson. And a line drawing but caught by Riley, as that was a fireball, a missile really, right in the Riley's glove. Braves coming to bat, no score. Game kind of lagged right after I hit that too. And Kenta Maeda, the Twins ace, is on the mound trying to extend his team's season. He started the ALDS against the Royals, pitched 7 1/3, 11 hits, 1.50 whip, no walks, no strikeouts. Got the no decision, but the Twins obviously won that game 4-3 in walk-off fashion on a Byron Buxton solo home run in the bottom of the ninth. Now here's Acuna batting .375. The Braves, I believe, had 23 hits in Game 1. So almost 24 hits for Atlanta. And it's a ground ball fair. Well, it was definitely fair. It was past Donaldson's glove. And that's the first hit of the game for the Braves, for the first batter. And it's Acuna. Probably one of their best hitters. Now they have Freeman. And his ground ball is to be 2. Arise, Polanco to Sano. Double play, 2 down. And here's the Braves starting lineup. It's Acuna, Freddie Freeman, Ozuna, the DH, Darno, Albies, Markakis, Swanson, who had the home run in the top of the 10th in Game 1, Riley, and Pache, who ended up being the game-winning single in the top of the 12th. Here's Ozuna, the DH, batting .412. Ground ball up the middle, flagged down by Polanco. Good pitch by Sano, who went 4 for 4 in Game 1, Sano did. And the 1-0 score here at Truist Park. And now here's Eddie Rosario, who ended up winning the World Series in 2021, which I've seen this game as 2020. In real life, it's 2024. But in 2021, the first year Eddie Rosario wasn't on the Twins, he ended up on the Braves, and he won the World Series with the Braves against Houston. Ground ball off the end of the bat. Tough play for Swanson, and he's safe as Rosario beat it out. And that'll be an infield single for Eddie. I really liked Eddie Rosario. And now here's Mindy, who had 4 hits in Game 1, batting .583 in the playoffs. And now Eddie goes. Hit and run, but foul back on the cutter. Runner stays put. Ground ball is to be 2. Swanson, Albies, Freddie Freeman, double play. We had a lot of double plays between the two teams in Game 1. It's already 2 between the two teams here in Game 2 in 2 innings, or inning and a half. Here's Buxton, batting .500. And obviously 1 home run, 1 RBI, which was in the ALDS to walk it off against Kansas City. Ground ball right back to Hamels. If that got by him, even if it was flat down behind second base, that would have been a hit. Middle of 2, no score. Bottom 2, 2-1. So the score is not 2-1. Bottom 2, here's Darno. The hits are 2-1. That's why I said 2-1. Or that's why I said 2-1. I wasn't going to say how many hits both teams had, but I saw the hits were 2-1, and that's why I said 2-1 bottom 2. But it's actually 0-0 bottom 2. Here's Darno batting .467. Ground ball right to Arise. Fields it on a couple of hops. Throws the Mindy. 1 down. And here is Twins defense. I didn't show you the Braves defense, but here's the Twins defense. Eddie Rosario, Byron Buxton, and Matt Skupler in the outfield. Sano, Arise, Polanco, Donaldson in the infield. Garver behind the plate. And then I forgot to show you the Braves defense, but my apologies. Here's Albies. Line drive, base hit, punched it through the shift. Be a single for Albies. Punched it through the shift, which is still legal in this game. And here's Markakis. Ground ball, this should be another double play. Barehanded by Arise and then pitched by Sano. And the 2-0 score. Now here's Mitch Garver, who did not play in Game 1, and then didn't get any hits at all in the first 2 games, and then didn't play in Game 1 of this series. Line drive, Pache's over, and he's got it on the run, as he was in left center field because of the shift. 1 down for Hamels and company. And here's Polanco. Did not play in Game 1. He batted .250 in the first 2 games, though. He did not start in Game 1. He did play in Game 1. He came as a pinch runner and then stayed in on defense, and then I believe he got 1 at-bat. But he didn't start in Game 1, but he did play a few innings. 3-2. Line drive right to Swanson, his counterpart. counter shortstop, the shortstop for the other team. 2 down. And here's Kep. 34th pitch gun from Hamels. Ground ball. Shift was on. Fielded by Swanson. And he got Kepler. Middle of 3. No score. Game 2, excuse me. And we're back here at Truist Park, excuse me. Here's Swanson, who had a go-ahead home run in the 10th inning 2 nights ago. Line drive base hit for Swanson. It was the first overall pick by Atlanta, I believe, in the 2015 draft, I believe. And it's a leadoff single for Swanson. And here's Austin Riley, batting at .533. That's the highest average on the Braves. Ground ball, diving is a rise, but he missed it. He didn't miss it, but he couldn't knock it down at least. 2 on, nobody out for the Braves. And here's Pache. He's batting at .500. And the number 9 batter's going to try to bunt, but he fouled it back. 2-2. Trying to move the runners up. Well, he tried again. If he does it at 2 strikes, it's a strikeout. This one's fair. Tough play for Donaldson. And he is out, as Sano laid out to make sure that he laid out to catch it and make sure his foot was still on the base. Sacrifice 5-3, second and third and 1 out for Acuna. And they're gonna play halfway, so they're not in, but they're not bad. They're gonna play halfway. 1-1 then Acuna, second and third and 1 out. Swing and a miss, 1-2. That was a good slider for Maeda. Swing and a miss! As he got Acuna on the circle change. Huge strikeout, but now you have Freddie Freeman. He's 1 for 7 in the World Series, 0 for 1 in the game. And it's a foul ball, 1-2. 1 strike away from getting out of this. Infield's now in normal depth because there's 2 outs. And Howdy, he did a piece of that. Fooled him, but he got a piece of it off the end of the bat. 1-2. Ground ball, almost hit the runner going to third. Polanco throws the first low, but picked by Sano, and that saved the run. Maybe 2 if it got by him. End of 3, no scores. Maeda got out of it. 4th inning, here's a rise. 0 for 1. Full count. Line drive. But it's almost boxed by Pache as he fell back, but he caught it at his knees. Top pitch speed comparison, 92 miles per hour for Maeda and the 93 for Hamels. Here's JD, had a hit in the 1st inning. And it's a line drive, almost took Hamels' head off. As that was a Heyman circle change, and it was clubbed by JD, or Josh Donaldson. 2 hits for him, and he almost took the head off of the pitcher. And now it is Nelson. Ground ball, it should be 2, especially with Cruz running. That's an easy double play. Middle of 4, no score. And now here's Ozuna, the veteran DH. Both DHs are veterans. 2-1. Line drive, base hit. 1 for 2 for Ozuna. Now it's the cleanup man, which is Darnell, the catcher. And Ozuna runs, and it's a hit and run. And they're going to stop him at second, though, as Kepler probably, well, he would have been safe probably because it was a little bit of a bad throw, but second straight in that, 2 on, nobody out, and it's Ozzy Albies. 3-1 count, and that is outside on the sinker, and the bases are loaded with nobody out. So a single, and then a walk, and now there's Marquez, bases loaded, nobody out. Double play depth for the infield. They'll probably trade a run for 2 outs. Fly ball, left field. That's Rosario. And he gets behind it. Throw home by Eddie. It is up the line. And the runner is safe. Ozuna scores. 1-0 Braves. Sac fly and an RBI for Markakis. He might have been out if the throw was not up the line. First and second, 1 out for Swanson. Ground ball up the middle, base hit. And they're going to stop the runner as Buxton came up firing. He would have been out. Bases loaded, 1 out now for, I believe, Austin Riley. And this is not good. It's already 1 across. He's thrown 53 pitches. Pitching coach comes out along with Garver and the Arise and Polanco. And that's a foul ball. Pache's on deck. Double play is in order, though, and the force at any base. Ground ball, and Sano's coming home. He got him there, and he got him at first. What a play by Sano. 3-2-3, home the first double play. Medel Sano could have went to second for a double play. Instead, he went home to make sure they got the runner at the plate. They got the runner there, and they got the runner the first. Sano, Garver, Sano, 3-2-3 double play. And the 4, it is 1-0 Braves, though. Here's Heidi Watney. 1-0 Braves, top 5. Twins manager is Rocco Baldelli. Okay, thank you, Heidi, for that report. Twins, I mean, there's half a game to go here. Season's on the line. They have 3 hits, but I'm pretty sure at least 2 of them are erased on a double play. Here's Eddie, right to Swanson behind the second base. And almost hit the pitcher. It was perfect, but shift was on, 1 down. Now here's Mindy, who had 4 for 4 in game 1 with 2 RBIs. 0 for 1 in this game. Ground ball, shift was on to the other side. Throw to first is in time. 2-6-3 ground out to start the 5th. 2 down. Now here's Buxton, who grounded out. He's been at .462 in the playoffs, though. 50th pitch coming from Hamels. Ground ball. All 3 have been to Swanson, and good hit by Freddie Freeman. Halfway home in game 2. 1-0 Braves here in Atlanta. Here we go. Bottom 5. 9-1-2 due up for the Braves. Here's Maeda. You got to keep it at 1-0. Here's Pache, who had a sack bunt in his last at-bat. Cunha, then it's Acuna, and then it's Freddie Freeman. Fly ball right to Kepler. Have to move over to his right a little bit, but he's got it, 1 down. And now here's Acuna, 1 for 2 with a single, and they struck out with second and third and 1 out in the 3rd. 3-1 hitters count to Acuna. Fly ball in the line, it's tailing away, and it will one-hop the wall. And that will be a double for the 86 speed Acuna. Second runner at second, 1 out for Freddie Freeman. Was that tailed away, and now it's Freddie Freeman. Ozuna's on deck. Ground ball, and it's through, base hit. And staying at second as Acuna because he wasn't going to advance to third. He wasn't going to run towards third if the Josh Donaldson fielded it. First and second, 1 out. And they're starting the warm-up. Tyler Duffy, a righty in the Twins bullpen, it is starting to get out of hand here. Ground ball, base hit. And they're going to send Acuna. Kepler with a gun to the plate. And Acuna's safe. And it's 2-0 Braves. RBI single for Ozuna. As that was if it was anyone slower, he might have been out. But Acuna, third base coach knowing his speed, sent him. And it is it's not good if you're Maeda. And it's a fly ball. And the runner at second will not tat. It is caught by Kepler. 2 down in the 5th. Now it's Albies. 1 for 1 with a single. 3 for 7 in the series. Ground ball. Almost let the runner go in the 3rd. Force out at second. But the Braves did another one. Twins need offense now. We head to the 6th. 2-0 Braves. Twins have 3 hits. Braves have 10. They're down 2-0. They only have 12 more outs to work with. 8-9-1 due up for the Twins. They need some offense, and they need it now. Ground ball past the pitcher. Hits second base as it goes into the outfield. As it hits second base. As it got by the pitcher, and then Albies was gonna field it. But then it hit second base, popped about 15 feet into the air, and landed behind him. And now there's a chance for some offense. Runner goes, and it's a catch, and it's going to be a double play. A 6-3 double play. That was the danger of the hit and run. It's a line drive right to Swanson, 2 down for Kepler. They were trying to get something going, but instead it turns into a double play. Ground ball behind the bat, snagged by Hamels. Middle of 6th. It's 2-0 Atlanta. Here we go. Bottom 6. Maeda is still in this game, but he's got to stop giving up runs. Ground ball, Polanco. Sets his feet, throws out Markakis, 1 down. Now is Swanson 2 for 2 with 2 singles. Foul ball. That was only close if it was ball 4 or not, because it is a full count. Ground ball on the full count pitch. 2 up, 2 down in the 6th. Now it's Riley. Ground ball. And we'll head to the 7th. Twins have 3 more innings to pitch by Sano. It's 2-0 Braves as we head to the 7th. Here we go, Twins, 3 more innings. You have the 2-3-4 due up. 2-0 Braves. Braves are 9 outs away from winning the World Series. Line drive into the gap. Rosario's over, and it's past him. He'll go all the way to the wall. And that will be a leadoff double for Luis Arraez. As diving was Rosario, Arraez's former teammate. They were former teammates, obviously. No, that's not Rosario. Rosario's on the Twins. That was a left fielder, Markakis, excuse me. And now here's Josh Donaldson, runner at second, nobody out. So that was not Rosario, but that was Markakis. Fly ball. And it's caught, but there's no tad from Arraez. He's 47 speed, but no tad. 1 down for Nelson Cruz. You really need that run home if you're Minnesota. Snapped his bat up the middle. Runner advances. Throw to first. Got him. Runner at 3rd and 2 outs now. For I believe it's Eddie. Or no, it's Sano. It is Eddie Rosario. Runner at 3rd and 2 outs. You really need that runner home for Minnesota. Ground ball up the middle. Base hit. Rosario comes through. 2-1. RBI single for Eddie. Luis Arraez comes in to score, and they cut the Braves lead in half. It's 2-1. A huge play for Eddie and the Twins as they're within 1. And the inning's still going here for Mindy. Mindy up the middle, and a flip to second in time, but the Twins get 1. Thanks to Eddie Rosario's RBI single with Arraez coming in to score. 7th inning stretch time. It's now 2-1 Braves in Game 2. Here we go, bottom 7. They're going to bring in Tyler Duffy as Maeda goes 6 innings, 2 runs. He's in line for the loss, but let's see if the Twins can do something as they have 2 more innings. Swing and a miss by the slider. That's the wrong ball. They're starting to warm up. Will Smith and Shane Green, they're 2 setup men in the Braves bullpen, a lefty and a righty respectively. Ground ball foul. No action in the Minnesota bullpen. As Duffy was warming up, but now there's no one else warming up. Swing and a miss in the dirt. Throw to first by Garver is offline. As Garver threw it from his knees instead of getting up, and that'll be an E2. So it's a strikeout, but an error, and the runner gets on first base. And now it's Acuna. Ground ball. What a snap by Duffy! And that is a double play! 1-6-3 double play, 2 down. As he down Acuna by a step at first. Now it's Freddie Freeman. Full count. That's a swing and a miss as he swung at ball 4. We enter the 8th. 2-1 Braves in game 2. Here we go. Buxton. And they're going to bring in the lefty, Will Smith. As Hamels goes 7. He's in line for the win. And they're also starting to warm up their closer, Mark Melanson. And then Shane Green's ready and waiting. Top 8. Twins need offense and they need it now. Ground ball. Albies backhands it. Throws to first. Buxton beat it out. Great hustle by Buxton. And that's a tying run. And it's Garver. And the runner goes, and it's a sacrifice. Running over there is Smith. The sacrifice by Garver. The runner was in motion, too. Sacrifice 3-1 in the scorebook. And now it is Jorge Polanco with a time run at second base. Ground ball up the middle. Knocked down by Swanson. That saved the run. As safe at first, but that saved the run. Oh my. If that went up the middle, that would have tied it. Now it's Kepler. Time run 90 feet away, but double play would end the inning. And now there's a suicide squeeze! Worked to perfection! You don't hear of a suicide squeeze ever, but it worked. As it's a sacrifice bunt and an RBI for Kepler. Usually you see of a safety squeeze where the runner doesn't run at third, doesn't run towards home until contact is made. Here's a suicide squeeze, which means the runner was running once the pitch was thrown, but it worked. Runner at second, 2 outs for Arise. Arise up the middle. Well, really, up the middle. Throw to first by Smith is in time, but the Twins have tied this game. It's the suicide squeeze by Matt Kepler. Middle of 8, it's now a 2-2 game. So an RBI single by Rosario in the 7th, and a suicide squeeze and an RBI for Kepler in the 8th has tied this game. And now it's Ozuna. Foul ball on the knuckle curve. But man, what a play. And they're starting to warm up Trevor May in the Twins bullpen. My goodness. And Melanson is now not up anymore. Shane Green's ready and waiting, but Melanson sat down after Minnesota tied it. Swing and a miss, 1 down. There's a starting comparison. 6 innings for Maeda, 7 for Hamels. Both pitchers will get to no decision. So both the starters will get to no decision. Therefore, it's up to the bullpens here in this game 2. Foul ball on the slider. Ground ball up the middle. That was on a fastball on the inside corner. And that's the go-ahead run in this ball game. 1 out now for the number 5 batter, I believe. And it's Albies. Adam Duvall, pinch run for Travis d'Arnaud. Runner at first and 1 out. And the pinch runner runs. Ground ball was put in play. It'll be a runner at second and 2 outs, as that was a very inside pitch. Albies put it in play. Runner at second and 2 outs now for Nick Markakis, which at least it's not Acuna. And they're going to bring in Trevor May. Runner at second base is responsible of Duffy. Here we go. This could be the season right here. And they have Melanson warming up again. line drive, and it's in the left center. And the runner will score. Going to second is the batter. He is safe. Marquez with an RBI double, and the Braves retake the lead in the 8th. Just over the jumping glove of Polanco, Duvall will score, and the Braves retake the lead. And they're 3 outs away now from winning the World Series. Ground ball, and we head to the 9th. The Braves have the lead, and they're 3 outs away from winning the World Series. Marquez with an RBI double, and Duvall, the pinch runner, scored from second. 3 more outs for the Twins. They need to try to at least get one. End of 8, 3-2 Braves. Here we go, and Duvall will not be coming in as catcher. He's not a catcher. Josh Donaldson's up. 3-4-5 due up for Minnesota. They're done with Brennan and Mark Melancon, the closer, who blew the save in Game 1 in extras. He's 1 for 3 on saves in the playoffs. And then Tyler Flowers will come in behind the plate. Here we go. Ground ball right to Albies. 1 down now as it's Donaldson, Cruz, and then I believe, Rosario. And here's Nelson Cruz. And that is low, 2-1. Popped up, but that is foul, as it will get into the seats, into like the first row. 2-2. Little tapper, and that is 2 down, and it's up to Eddie Rosario here in the 9th. Last chance. Ground ball, this should do it. Thrown to first, and the Atlanta Braves have won the World Series. As they sweep the Twins in the best-of-3 World Series, 3-2 the final here in Game 2. Congratulations to the World Series champion Atlanta Braves as they sweep the Twins in the best-of-3 World Series. They beat them 5-4 in 12 innings in Game 1, and then they beat them 3-2 in 9 innings here in Game 2. As they win their first and only playoff game here at home, as they do a perfect 4-0 in the playoffs. Those first 3 wins were on the road, and their 4th and final win is at home. There's Acuna, high step in it. There's the coaching staff reacting to the final out, and here's the Commissioner's Trophy to the Braves. Right there's the Commissioner's Trophy to the new World Champs, 2020 World Champs, Atlanta Braves. I'm not sure who that is holding it up. I know that's Dansby Swanson to the right. That's Felix Hernandez to the left. That might be Adam Duvall holding it up. And if it was, or if it is, that would be fitting because he ended up scoring the World Series winning run. He came in as a pinch runner for Darno. As a player of the game is Mark Melancon for getting the save. As Marquez 1 for 3 with a double and 2 RBIs. Acuna 2 for 4 with a double, a single and a run scored. Ozuna 2 for 4 with 2 singles and RBI and a run scored. Darno 2 for 4 with 2 singles, and then he was pinch run for by Duvall. Arise had a double and scored a run. Buxton had a single and scored a run. Rosario had an RBI. And the second run was driven in by Kepler on that bunt. And Donaldson had 2 singles. Will Smith got the win. Tyler Duffy got the loss. And Mark Melancon gets the save. And like I said, Melancon is also the player of the game. The Braves scored 1 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th. The Twins scored 1 in the 7th and 1 in the 8th. But then the Braves also scored 1 in the 8th, and then the Twins went 1-2-3 in the 9th. As Melancon got a second save in 4 opportunities in the playoffs. So in all 4 games, he had a save opportunity. He got the save against the Dodgers, And here in this game, he blew the save against the Cubs in extra innings in the NLDS, and then blew the save in Game 1 of this series. But Braves won it 5-4 in Game 1 in extra innings, and then they win it 3-2 here in 9 innings in Game 2. As the Twins tried to force a Game 3, that didn't happen. They almost did. It was tied at 2-2, but then with the single, then a pinch runner, and a hit and run that got the runner to second, and then Markakis with a double just over Polanco's jumping glove. And then, like I said, the Twins went 1-2-3 in the 9th. 3 drowned out still. But yeah, I mean, it was fun to play this postseason bracket. Obviously, the Division Series and Championship Series were one game, and then this was a best-of-3 World Series. But I mean, the Twins and Braves both got here, obviously, but then the Braves sweep them 2-0 in this best-of-3 World Series. But yeah, it was fun. It was fun. As the Braves, well, I believe this is the first. I've done like 6 postseason brackets here, and I won't be the show 20, including this one. I think it's 6, 5 or 6. And the Braves won the World Series once against the Twins, but the Twins ended up winning that best-of-5 World Series in 5 games. This time, Braves sweep the Twins in the best-of-3 World Series, and they win their first ever World Series in one of my MLB The Show 20 postseason brackets. But yeah, I won't be doing another one, as this is the end of this series. But yeah, I still hope you enjoyed. Obviously, there was 54 episodes of this series. Obviously, I went 4 years without doing one, but yeah, it was fun. Twins, I believe, won 2 World Series in my own Show 20 postseason brackets. They beat the Braves, and then they beat the Braves in 5 games in the best-of-5 World Series, and then they beat the Cubs in a 1-game World Series. Yeah, I still hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one, which will be my Super Bowl and my Madden 24 Face of the Franchise series. So hopefully I can win the Super Bowl in that series. So we'll see how I do in that video. But stay tuned for that video, and I'll see you in that video. If you have subscribed to the like button, subscribe if you haven't yet. Tell your mom, dad, grandma, and grandpa, aunts, uncles, pets, and friends about these videos. And you know what? I'm going to see you in episode... well, really, I'm going to see you in my next video here on this channel. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Eat a lot of bacon, and go Twins, and go Braves. And I'll see you in my next video. See you then.